目覚めたようじゃな。どうやらまだ死の定めではないと見える。
What's going on, everybody? Mango Tech here to review old, new and recent games. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is developed by From Software, which some will remember by their games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. While this game does have a similar touch to those before it, Sekiro holds its own and prevails in so many ways. Okay, so we're a shinobi named Sekiro, or known as Wolf. His backstory is brief, and while we don't know much about him, he does slightly develop more throughout the game. He's a set character, so we can't change his look or appearance, as we could in previous From Software games. Sekiro gets tasked to protect the divine heir Kuro, who contains the blood of the dragon heritage, which grants people with immortality, and it's your utmost importance to make sure harm does not fall upon him. So you try and fail. He's taken away from you, which also leaves you severely injured, recovering from near death. You wake up with the new prosthetic arm that is given to you by some mysterious man. Your whole focus is getting the divine heir back, for that is Sekiro's iron code. As of all this is happening, clan wars and corruption is falling upon Ashina. The characters in Sekiro are awesome. Backstories can be found throughout the world, and speaking to some characters can give us more detail on specific people. Sharing a nice sake with some characters give us insight on their lives as warriors, and gives us a brief moment to breathe and chill for a little while before taking on more shinobi monkeys. The game doesn't just put a random antagonist before you without reason. He has his reasons for what he's doing, and knowing more about him makes each fight more epic and meaningful. So, From Software has changed up their combat style, where it's not stamina focused anymore, and it's all about your posture. Blocking an enemy's attack perfectly raises their posture, which leaves them open for a finisher. Attacking them also raises their posture, so combining the two really does help on taking them out. It isn't easy though. Blocking attacks randomly won't raise their posture but raise your own, which will end result in you leaving yourself open for an attack. Different enemies have different special moves which can be avoided using dodge for grabs, counter for thrusts, and jumping for wide attacks. You can't get comfortable with one style. Your prosthetic arm isn't just there to grapple things, it also is used in combat, and different tools you use with it help in specific ways to take down the target. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice does also have a stealth approach too, so it's not always a full frontal offensive combat. While it is effective on smaller enemies, it won't take down bosses in one go, but it will take out one of their health bars, so that does also come to us talking about the bosses. Some come with more than one health bar, and each time one of these are taken out, sometimes it can change the combat style of the bosses, making them harder. As the title implies, once you do die, you get a second chance to come back and fight, but failing again results in dragon rot, which plagues the land and makes its citizens sick. Like many other From Software games, difficulty change is minimal to none. It is more forgiving than other Soulsborne games, where you can now pause the game. I know it's not a big deal for some, but it really does help to take a breather when I'm about to get my ass whooped. You're more agile in this game, so making retreat or flanking enemies easier. Smaller enemies aren't that hard. Once you revisit some areas after getting that posturing mastered, they're more just there to get some gold and special items out of them. With high difficulty comes high satisfaction. Defeating a boss in this game is like the biggest relief, but that doesn't mean it isn't frustrating dying to them a billion times either. The game just has this addictive feeling to it, and it's a matter of taking the time to master it that helps you get through it all. You can't change Sekiro's look or his sword, they are with you till the end. His prosthetic tools, however, can be upgraded by finding them throughout the world and going to the sculptor to fix you up. Each tool is used specifically on different types of enemies that you come across. Killing bosses grant you memories that can enhance your attack power at the sculptor's idol where you rest at. Increasing health or posture is done by finding 4 prayer beads and turning them in to the sculptor's idol. You can find these beads by defeating bosses and sub-bosses. Some can be found in the world of Sekiro as well. The world of Sekiro is set in Japan in the late 1500s. It doesn't however stray away from some of the mythical demons that previous From Software games had. In terms of locations, the game puts you in different varieties of areas, where one second you're at a castle, next minute you're in a mythical village. Different areas have attention to detail, so it's not flat or boring, and it makes it fun to explore these areas. The world is in a linear structure, and while you can roam and revisit most places, the game forces you to move forward, and by doing so unlocks new areas. But as you progress, time passes, and when major events take place, the areas you go back to have slightly changed. Sekiro has multiple endings, and searching and finding how to achieve those endings are up to you. I'd say from personal experience playing it for the third time, this game does have a high replay value. It has a lot to offer, whether it's to get every ending, speedrunning it, or just simply making the game harder to challenge yourself. It does make you click new game again. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is challenging, heart-pumping, frustrating, and a satisfying game. With its strong attention on combat styles and memorable bosses, running through this world and discovering the new games From Software has to offer has made my decision on this game a buy for me. Thanks again everybody, I'm just trying to give a gamer's point of view on these games. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe and comment below what other games you'd like me to review. See ya!